Hi everyone, it is Dr. Genevieve Cadell here of MyBestRelationship.com coming at you today from the polar vortex of New York City. I hope for those of you in the colder regions that you're staying warm. And today I'm going to follow up a little bit from last week about being vulnerable and more specifically some exercises I want to share with you about how to actually be vulnerable with your partner. So last week I mentioned how important it is to be really vulnerable with each other in order to create strong relationships. And today I'm going to talk to you about what you can actually do to sort of get that started. Now, I realize people who are watching these videos come from all different kinds of relationships, whether you are on the verge of divorce, really wanting to, rip each other apart, or, you're kind of about to get married, you're feeling good about, taking your relationship to the next level, but you might, want to make sure you're doing the right things to keep it strong. So I'm going to give you a couple different options here, and we'll start with the really simple way of trying to be vulnerable with each other that doesn't really involve memories of each other too much, but does involve some memories about when you might not have been at your best. So the first exercise I want you to try is when you guys are in a good place, you're not fighting, you're sort of calm and everything's okay, I want you each to think about a time when you really didn't feel your best. In fact, you might have even felt pretty badly about yourself. Something might have happened, someone might have insulted you, you might have not been too proud of yourself or even maybe ashamed of something that happened. But go back down memory lane and try to remember a time when you really just weren't feeling good about yourself. Now, I know this can be hard, especially because we live in a culture, here in the States anyway, which is kind of like this pill-popping, happy-seeking, pain-avoidant place. And we're not really encouraged to sort of stop and slow down and look at the bad stuff. But that's really important. And I think, because we're so avoidant of those bad emotions, and when I say bad, I mean, less joyful, more painful emotions, and those, sadder times, I think has a lot to do with why, there is so much divorce, because we really live in this fragmented world where we're not fully in touch with ourselves. So this exercise here, this first exercise I'm sharing with you, is intended to help you kind of go to some place that might be darker and share it with your partner. Now, Carl Jung, the great late Swiss psychiatrist, psychotherapist, spoke a lot about the shadow. And what that is sort of like this darker, hidden aspect that we all have, and many versions of it that we're not terribly proud of. So by sort of bringing that to light, you're really becoming more whole, you're sharing more of yourself, and ultimately that's what your partner needs, and that's what you need. So when you can do that together, that's really when deep, strong, fulfilling lives and relationships begin. So that's the first exercise, to go back down memory lane when you guys are both feeling in a good place and try to share with each other a time that you weren't feeling in a good place, and just talk about that. And if you're the partner listening to the person who's sharing this darker time, just listen. You don't have to say anything. Just listen and try to understand and try to be supportive. So that's your first task. Now, if that's like too simple for lots of you, you've done that before, you want to take things even more deep, then I have a exercise that's going to knock the socks off you. So this is actually coming from a book that I've been reading called The Dark Side of the Light Chasers by Debbie Ford, and it's really a book based on this Jungian concept of the shadow. And what the exercise entails is really just taking a couple deep breaths and kind of going into this space on your own to a disgusting, awful, just horrible place. Now, it can look in any way, shape, or form, and I know this sounds great, right? But just bear with me. This is, again, if you want to go somewhere really deep, and it's not necessarily the best for just anybody to try. But go to somewhere really disgusting in your mind. And it can be a basement, it can be just, you know, somewhere underground, but just somewhere that's just dark and filthy and disgusting, and you can throw in any kind of poisonous animal of your choice, whether it's a snake or rats or whatever it is, bugs, just disgust, filth, cobwebs, you name it. Really make it vivid. And then, in your mind, when you've got that, this can be really scary, so again, don't do this if you know you don't think you're going to be capable of returning. Find yourself in the corner of that disgusting place, at your worst. Look at yourself at your worst, and really try to note the qualities that you see, note how you feel, and really make them vivid. And this is you at your worst, and just kind of looking at that, getting a grip on what is that, and make it vivid. And then sort of, you know, come back to reality, and if you want, you can journal about that, you can write that down. But what's really powerful is not only just going there and doing that for yourself, as it recommends in the book, but then sharing that with your partner. And now I'm only recommending this for those of you who feel like you're mentally strong enough to do this, and who have a partner that is really, you're sure they're going to be there for you when you share this aspect of yourself with them. And this is the shadow side that you're discovering. Many of us, you know, walk around without knowing what it is, because it's not the funnest place to go. I mean, who really wants to go to some disgusting, filthy, vermin-infested basement of the soul, where there we are lying in a pool of our own feces or urine or vomit or whatever it is. And now I'm really going places with this one. But we don't like to do that. That we like to think about ourselves at our best. And of course, that's how, you know, we all want to be. But to get in touch with those less owned aspects of ourselves, which are there, and to fully embrace them and share them with our partner can be very powerful. So, this is a little bit on, you know, steps to getting vulnerable, and really what it is about accessing these parts of yourself that you might have cut off. And, you know, when we can do that fully in the moment with our partners, when we're fighting, when we're not feeling connected, those emotional parts, when we can access those more raw feelings, that's when, you know, couples really start to have deeper and safer bonds. So if you can start that by, you know, either doing exercise A or B or both if you feel up to it. You know, the lighter version, which is remembering a memory that you didn't feel your best and sharing what that was like with your partner and being available and listening if you're, you know, the partner hearing about it. Or version B, which is really, you know, taking it a little bit further and finding a version of yourself at your worst in the worst conditions possible, and sharing those qualities with your partner and what you don't like about yourself, and really owning it and talking about it, and you know, bringing light to that and sharing it with each other. So that's your challenge for the week, the exercises, and I'd be curious to hear how it goes, so please leave comments below. And again, I'm telling you to do this only if you feel like, you know, you have the safety of somebody who can listen to you and go there with you. And I also want to just let you know it's, you know, the 30th of January, and on Saturday, February 1st, Cupid Challenge starts. And so get in on that by signing up. I'll leave you a link on the page here so that you can make sure to go get there and grab your spot. It's a contest I'm running, a free contest for the month of February. Anybody who starts from the beginning and joins the Facebook group has an opportunity to win a copy of my new book. And also, by joining, you'll automatically be entered in a raffle to win my new course that's coming out online shortly. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for you to explore these uncharted territories of your soul and to share them with each other, because it's going to really translate to a stronger and deeper bond that the two of you have. So, signing out today from the Polar Vortex. Cheers to your best relationship, and I hope that you found today's video helpful. Take care, everybody. Bye.